Today I tell the story of a movie named Squid Game. It is the Netflix television series. Seong Gi-han is down on his luck, having accumulated enormous debts with loan sharks. At a train station, he is asked by a well-dressed man to play a game of Ddakji for money. The man gives Gi-han a card, inviting him to play games with higher stakes. Gi-han accepts, is knocked unconscious, and taken to a mysterious location with 455 other players who awaken in a dormitory and are identified by numbers on their tracksuits. The location is managed by masked staff in pink jumpsuits and overseen by the front man, masked in black. The players are all in dire financial straits and will be given billions of won in prize money if they win 6 games over 6 days. Gi-han befriends player 001, an elderly man, and player 067, a pickpocket who stole his money. The first game is red light, green light, where those who lose are killed on the spot, revealing the sadistic nature of the games. More than half of the players are killed in the first game, and a few horrified survivors beg to leave. Gi-han is saved from falling by player 199, and is able to complete the game. According to the third clause of the game's agreement, if the majority vote to end the games, all players will be sent home, but no money will be given. The players vote, and player 01's deciding vote has all of them sent home safely. Gi-han goes to the police, but no one believes him except Detective Hwang Jung, whose missing brother received the same invitation card as Gi-han. All players are given the chance to return to the games, and many do so due to desperation, including Gi-han, whose mother needs surgery, Sang-woo, who is about to be arrested for financial fraud, player 067, who wishes to exfiltrate her parents from North Korea and get her little brother out of the orphanage, player 199, who attacked and gravely wounded his boss for withholding his wages for months. Jun-ho secretly follows Gi-han when he is picked up by the game staff. Jun-ho successfully infiltrates the games by disguising himself as a masked worker, and it is revealed that the location is a remote island. The players are now more prepared and start forming alliances. In the second game, the players are to pick a stamped shape out of a dalgona. Sang-woo recognizes the game after learning about it from player 067, but doesn't warn his teammates and chooses the simplest shape for himself. Gi-han ends up picking the most difficult shape, an umbrella, but is able to complete the game by licking the honeycomb to melt it. Player 111, a doctor, secretly works with a handful of staff to harvest organs from dead players to sell on the black market in return for information on upcoming games. After lights out, a riot erupts and numerous players are killed. In the third game, players are told to form groups of 10. In spite of having weaker players, Gi-han's team manages to win the tug-of-war match with the help of player 001 and Sang-woo. Anticipating another riot, they build a barricade and spend the night taking turns on guard, but Dok-soo's team doesn't attack. Jun-ho learns about the conspiracy with player 111 for black market organ harvesting, as the staff member whose identity he stole was part of it. The front man captures them and executes everyone involved in the conspiracy, including player 111. Jun-ho, who later breaks into the front man's office and learns that the game has been running for over 30 years, and that his brother Hwang In-ho was the winner in 2015. For the fourth game, players are told to pair up. Expecting that they will be working with their partner, the players are horrified to learn that they will actually be playing against their partner in a marble game of their choice, and whoever gets all their partner's marbles within 30 minutes will win and survive. Sang-woo tricks Ali into giving up his marbles and wins, though he is similarly distressed when Ali dies. Gi-han, about to lose, turns the game around by using player 01's failing memory against him, even though doing so unnerves him. Player 001 reveals that he knew Gi-han was tricking him the whole time, but allows Gi-han to win anyway, as Gi-han is his Ji-ganbu, trusted friend. Before being killed, 001 remembers his name, Jae-il Nam. Foreign VIP guests arrive and are welcomed by the front man on behalf of his boss, who is the host. The VIPs are wealthy patrons who wager on the games and watch them live. Jun-ho, now posing as one of the masked servants, is sexually propositioned by a VIP. In a private room, he attacks the VIP and interrogates him for info, recording the VIP's confession on his phone before escaping the island with a scuba kit. The frontman spots him and pursues him. In the fifth game, the players have 16 minutes to cross a high bridge with panels made of both tempered and regular glass which cannot support their weight. Most players at the front of the line fall to their deaths as the panels are tested. When Doksu gets to the front, he refuses to move, despite the clock ticking. Myeeo grabs him and, as revenge for betraying her, takes him down with her to their deaths. Sang-woo angrily pushes player 017 when he takes too long, killing him to reveal the last trick panel. Gi-hun, Sang-woo, and Se-byok are the only three to complete the game. As finalists, Gi-hun, Sang-woo, and Se-byok are given a change of clothes and a fancy steak dinner. It is revealed that Se-byok was badly wounded in the previous game, having been stabbed by a piece of glass when the bridge shattered, and is swiftly bleeding out. When dinner is cleared, each of them is left with a knife. After lights out, Gi-hun, now realizing Sang-woo will go to any length to win, plans to kill Sang-woo in his sleep but Se-byok stops him and tells him he is better than that. Gi-hun suggests they team up against Sang-woo. A weakened Se-byok instead makes Gi-hun promise that whoever wins the game will look after the other's loved ones. Se-byok's injuries worsen, prompting a desperate Gi-hun to call for help, but she dies before the staff arrive. It is revealed that Sang-woo stabbed and killed her when Gi-hun was away. Jun-ho makes it to the other island but is quickly tracked down by the front man and the staff. To Jun-ho's shock, the front man reveals himself to be his brother, In-ho. He then shoots Jun-ho and lets him fall into the sea, seemingly killing him. The final game is the eponymous Squid Game. After a long and brutal fight in the rain, Gi-hun defeats Sang-woo but refuses to complete the game. He invokes the third clause to end the game so that he and Sang-woo can leave alive, but Sang-woo kills himself after asking Gi-hun to use the prize money to help Sang-woo's mother. Gi-hun, after suffering an emotional breakdown, returns home to find that his own mother has passed away. A year later, Gi-hun is still traumatized by his experience, which is why he has barely touched his prize money. One night, he receives a game invitation card. To his shock, he finds Jae-il player 001 still alive but sick and dying. Il-nam is revealed to be the mastermind behind the game, which he created it to entertain the bored ultra-rich like himself, trying to find a way to derive enjoyment from life and testing whether humanity had any innate goodness left in it. He reminds Gi-hun that the participants sacrificed each other for the sake of earning the money for themselves. Finally snapping out of his stupor, Gi-hun fulfills his promises to Se-byok and Sang-woo. He is about to leave the country to reconnect with his daughter in Los Angeles but sees someone playing D-Dakji with the same game recruiter who invited him. He angrily snatches the man's card away. Before boarding his plane, he calls the number on the card and asks them who they are. The front man instead curtly orders him to get on the plane. Gi-hun instead ends the call and stays in Seoul, now fully determined to expose the people behind the games.